Storming things, chat. We're gonna storm the ladder. Bolas' Citadel. You may look at the top card of your library. You may pay life to cast that card. If it's a spell, you can just play lands. And then we get to gain lots of life with things like Witherbloom Apprentice, Weather the Storm, and Tendrils of Agony to play a bunch of cards off the top of our deck. We've got Doom Whisperer and Oracle of Mul Daya to help us clear past lands. We've got Brainstorm to set the top of our deck up nicely. Brainstorm's really sweet in this archetype because if you have cards in your hand that you'd like to cast with the Citadel, you can hit a Brainstorm off the top and then set them from your hand back on top of your deck. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how this feels here today. A couple other people said they've been playing with this and it's been going okay for them. So hopefully this will be a storm deck worth poking at. Is a $100 donation cut the line over this? For a $100 donation, I would play guaranteed one more deck today, but we are playing Storm. Once we start voting, money can't cut in front of the deck that's being voted on. You could get after it, but not in front of. You coward split 2 Brainstorm and 2 I've spoken like someone that doesn't have rare wild cards. Yeah, so something I talked about when we were building this was I wouldn't be surprised if playing only like 1 or 2 copies of Tendrils is correct. Like I think there's a good chance like Weather the Storm and Witherbloom Apprentice are like enough copies of those effects. Thanks for being here, Beals. Good to have you around. Yeah, this looks fine. I think we'll keep the lands and the Oracle bottom Witherbloom Apprentice. The Citadel get hit by Roiling Vortex. It does. But we have 4 copies of Witherbloom Command in the main deck that kills things like Grafdigger's Cage and those. Greasy. Oh, I'm excited. Grease me up.
If you're good, you can have some ice cream.
If I'm good, I get ice cream, champ.
If you eat your whole lunch, you can have some ice cream.
She's so good to me. What's for lunch? She brought me some Culvers. For those of you that are new to the channel and you were here yesterday and today, I promise you I don't eat garbage junk food every day for lunch. Just, you know, doing set releases, there's less time. Alright, so if I put these back, put these 2 back, and then we can play Llanowar Elves, or we can put this into play tapped. Yep, yeah, looks like the Mizzix Mastery Reanimator deck, which seems sweet. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet for this game while I chow down my lunch really quick, and I'll be back to my normal talkative self in a moment. Is this lethal? So we do this. So we throw back this. Let's see how they kill. So I assume we die here. It is some kind of veggie burger from Culver's. I don't know if it's specifically the harvest one you're asking about. It's fine. It's passable for a fast food veggie burger. Must be something new. I remember looking at Culver's menu at some point in the last year and them not having a veggie option, so must be newer. Alright, kill me. Well, our deck seems really slow and fair compared to that. I'm gonna bring in a bunch of discard spells here. I'm gonna trim Witherbloom and Tendrils. I'm gonna bring in Aether Gust probably. That time walks them technically, right? They like go to cast Ultimatum. Actually, they like go to Mizzix's Ultimatum and you Aether Gust the Ultimatum back to the top of their deck. You like let the Master resolve and then gust the Ultimatum. It's probably great. Well, so people in chat saying the opponent's deck's like a better ultimatum deck than just the Sultai ultimatum deck. Yeah. The Sultai ultimatum deck is like a combo control deck, whereas this deck is an all-in combo deck. So you're right that in terms of getting to ultimatum and doing that, this deck that our current opponent's playing is much better at doing that than the other ultimatum deck. Honestly, their hand's pretty bad. I think I'd take the Brainstorm, huh? All right, so I get to clear one of these with a... I get to clear this with my Surveil, at least. Hey, Tinker, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, fuck me. Well, we're probably losing anyways. I wanted to look at their graveyard and look at what was in there. It's okay. Take two. So, Ultimatum is technically a one-card combo, but the context is important, right? Like, a one-card 7-mana combo is very different than if it was a lot less expensive than that, right? And like, an example, the last opponent's deck, they're playing it as a Reanimator style card, which means it's then even a 2-card combo. Sure, but if you're ultimatuming on turn 3, then it's not a 1-card combo anymore. Now it's a 2-card combo. Yeah, and there's a deck building component to it as well. This is an 81 Honda. Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. It's like I don't think it's as simple as saying a cut and dry. This is a 1-card combo, and all 1-card combos are bad. I don't really want to run into a Shark Typhoon. I'm just going to pass here. The people talking about Test of Talents. Test of Talents is really narrow. I think Test of Talents on average is just worse than playing Negate or Disdainful Stroke. You're right, the Test of Talents is good against exactly Ultimatum combo, but generically, in general, you'd prefer something that's more flexible. Twitch chat also loves terrible effects like Test of Talents. Yeah, it was really good, Christy. Burger was good. I'm a fat American, so I like French fries of all shapes and forms. Is there ice cream? You promised me ice cream. You can't tease a fat man with ice cream and then not come through on it. Chocolate or vanilla plus Reese's and Snickers? Yeah, that's a tough choice. Let's go with the Reese's. Unless that's what the kids are eating. I'm not picky as a fat man. I'll take whatever the kids don't want. I think we've died, chat. This is the awkward part, drawing all these storm cards, right? Where I feel like when you're storming through your deck with Citadel, these cards are great, but when you're just like drawing them naturally like this, they're really terrible.
Hurry. Let's skip to the good part.
Yeah, it's probably garbage time. I probably want some discard spells in my main. Like Thought Erasure, the Surveils. Pretty good when you're going through your deck with Citadel. Abundant Harvest could be okay. It's hard to tell when blue-white controls, but yeah, no joke. That's part of what makes blue-white control so good and why so many newer players hate blue-white control. Is because it's hard to understand, especially when you're a newer Magic player, when you've lost against the blue-white or the Esper deck. Because when you lose to blue-white or Esper, they don't actually kill you for 40 more turns. You want a wish package to get to Citadel more consistently? Maybe? Honestly, there's a chance that 0 tendrils is correct. I mean, the Explore package isn't really very good. They're just not very good cards anymore, Hidden Flame. They've not stood up to the test of time particularly well. Do I fetch Island so I can Erasure on 2? Probably. Yeah, we'll wait to Erasure. Give them more chance to draw counter spells, just Explore on 2. Maybe we draw another blue source so we can Brainstorm before we crack this fetch land. So this is the downside. I guess they're taking my Citadel. Opposed to my Thought Erasure, most likely. Oh, Witherbloom Command rebuys the Fabled Passage, right? Let's guess. JK, never didn't have it. Oh, I'm dumb. I can't erasure this turn. That's fine. We can cycle this still. Yeah, it clears a Brainstorm on its own too. Like this is a deck. Brainstorm's felt really good in this deck so far. Do a lot of ways to What's up, dude? You brought me ice cream. What a good child. Love you, bud. I don't know if you could hear that, but he was informing me he only brought me the ice cream because he didn't like it. Thanks for that. Thanks for the 18 months.
You are so known your prowess.
Ooh, I don't hate Bala Ged. It's good. A little bit of redundancy. This is a land you can play with Oracle of Mul Daya too, right? And it's a spell in a pinch. Do we want to get rid of all the tendrils? Command cannot return Bala Ged, no. Do you really want Harvest? Is Harvest the best thing? Like, is Harvest better than just, like, playing, like, Thought Erasure main? I like this as some interaction for... It also provides a little bit of card selection. Honestly, I think I'm going to split Thought Erasure in the main with Witherbloom Command. Honestly, I could see Witherbloom Command that's like Thought Erasure and put 2 commands on the board. Yeah, but Abundant doesn't really clear your Citadel. It clears your Citadel when you're casting it from hand, and usually when you play Citadel, like, you're not going to have an Abundant left over in hand. Culling Ritual is kind of cute. Let's try a couple of those. I've got some Shadow's Verdicts over here. We'll split them 2-2 with Culling. Toad Monkey and Little Bana, thanks for the resubs. I appreciate that. I think I was eating or dying when those happened. Why do I even scry, chat? Why do I even scry? Okay, Witherbloom Command, getting a counter spell out of it too. Sounds good. Trigger this a whole bunch. Oh, look at all that life, chat. Love it.
Present and future of that. Meditate and prepare.
Alright, well, we're on the scoreboard. Want extra discard spells. And the Witherbloom commands. I think we board out the Llanowar Elves against the sweeper deck. Need one more cut here. Probably don't. Do we need all the Weather the Storms? I probably want all of these. We're pretty good with Witherbloom, and they're pretty good with this in general. Need one more cut here. What do you think our cut is? We could cut one. Going down to 3 is probably not terrible. Drawing them when we don't have Citadel out kind of sucks. SG Wookie, thank you for your Prime support. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Whatever he says. Well, that's rude. Kind of surprised to see cast out cycle over Shark Typhoon here. What's going on, Eric? That's a lifetime and a half ago. I think with the Devout Decree, we're waiting to play this until 4 here. Control players and playing slowly. Name a more iconic duo. So if they tap out for this next turn, then even if this is a counterspell, we still get to slip in Doom Whisperer here. To gain a little bit of life here, which makes the Doom Whisperer a little bit better. Burn players having the last deal through, that's true. Grixis and Miss Land Drops. Those are some good ones. Alright, so Baffling End here means that they still have this for this, but if they don't draw another untapped land here, we can surveil into an untapped land for this, then maybe go off. tap land. Narset lets them dig to an answer for this. Leave that there and just pass, right? The odds of us doing anything after we go to 3 here are like super low. I have to have like exactly second Weather the Storm on top, and we boarded the third Weather the Storm out, or the fourth Weather the Storm out. So yeah, they probably can't kill our creatures in the Citadel here, exactly. Oh, chat! We should have believed! Why didn't I believe, chat? Oh, chat. Oh, chat believed in us and I didn't believe in myself. You know what? I'm gonna wait to cast this. So I'm gonna cycle into this and we can cast that from hand once we play a couple more spells out here. This can destroy that, and it drains them. Whoa! Bala Ged Recovery! That's so good! Oh, that's so good, chat. We're gonna weather this storm so hard. Shout out to Blue White Control. Stumbling on land drops so we can do the thing. Without you, Blue White Control, we just things just wouldn't be the same. Grobang, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The 6 spell hands always look good, chat. I would like to remind everybody at home watching this that I am a trained professional and you should not attempt these keeps at home. I would like the record to reflect you should not attempt to do what I am doing here. This is also a little gambly. I think we're supposed to take the monument. This is the part where they go like land Hedron Archive. Gosh, chat, we can even brainstorm lands to the top of our deck with Mul Daya. Oracle could brainstorm lands to the top of our deck. That's so good. This has been a nuts brainstorm deck. You're not wrong. Do I even brainstorm here? I think I might just pass, right? Maybe I play Witherbloom Apprentice. Maybe we play Witherbloom. I technically have a land drop remaining. I think it's Witherbloom pass. Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Oh, no! I attempted the Crawling Barrens! Oh, I knew it as soon as I clicked it. Oh! Oh, they let the fear into their dojo, chat! They're scared! They're scared, chat! Got him! Look at that! Leveling everybody. They're worried I could kill their land and keep them off the Ugin. They're worried I could kill their land and keep them off the Ugin. Yeah, Fatal Push is a card we could be playing realistically. And we have a pretty good chance to pop off next turn regardless of what they kill here.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds.
I think they're supposed to kill Oracle. Oh, ignoring my game board. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him here. No, I have Weather the Storms! I have Weather the Storms! Yeah, this deck definitely did not need tendrils. Definitely not a tendrils deck. Alright, so the Thought Erasures have been pretty good too. Both a little bit of selection they provide among other things. This is probably a Duress matchup. You want to just click submit? Yeah, I can see clicking submit, honestly. We could have brainstormed and put the weathers on top to be optimal. That's true. That's true. We could have brainstormed. Yeah, Bala Ged looking quite excellent so far. Alright, they got plenty of mana. We'll take the threat this time. Never lucky. Alright, sometimes we're lucky. We did a green source there to play elf. Oh no! Oh no! People have been asking, what does Brainstorm lock mean? This is we're Brainstorm locked. I'm putting 2 cards back on top of my deck, and I have no way to clear them. Now the good news is I get to play this next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to Thought Erasure next turn, actually. Yeah, am I supposed to Erasure next turn? Just like play around one of these being a bomb? I think that's probably the play. Doom Whisperer makes me more likely to cast Citadel. Hey, JD, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. So, honest question about Brainstorm lock. While it's certainly not ideal, weren't you guaranteed 2 bad draws regardless of Brainstorm? So isn't the lock just more of a feels bad than an actual bad? Ah! Well, you know, that's how the magic cookie crumbles. Sure, but it's like worse than, so like, for example, let's compare, the best way to compare why Brainstorm lock is bad, Crack Pipe Kid, is compare getting Brainstorm locked to casting Opt. So, yeah, it's actual bad compared to Opt. So, if you cast Brainstorm looking for a specific answer or specific card, you draw 3 and you miss and then you put 2 back. Whereas Opt lets you see 2 cards looking for an answer, and then you get more draw steps after that. Whereas when you Brainstorm lock, you look at 3 and then get stuck for 2 turns. So it's much worse than the other cantrips you could be playing when you're locking yourself. So if you can't consistently clear a Brainstorm by shuffling it or milling or something like that, it's much worse. Yeah, the Brainstorm is very good if you can clear the top of your deck. That is exactly correct. That is why Brainstorm has the reputation that it has. Do I just go Shock, Land, Weather the Storm? If I go Land, and then I draw a land for... Nah, yeah, I'm gonna Weather the Storm. I think using my mana here is appreciable. It sets my life total up a little bit higher for if I get Citadel down in a couple of turns. If we're truly skilled at Magic, we're gonna cast this Oracle, and then we're gonna play 2 lands off the top of our deck next turn. I'm about to get caged. Alright, so I have 2. It's possible when someone said click submit, I think there's a chance I should have boarded in my other 2 copies of Command to answer Cage.
Some solutions must be built.
I think there's a chance we're boarded wrong, and I should have two more. I only have 2 answers to this in my deck right now. Command's one of those cards where, like, post-board in this format, it's a pretty low cost to just, like, always bring it in. Because, like, if your opponent has Cage, it answers Cage, and if they don't have Cage, it still does something else that's useful. And I'm gonna put this into play, because, like, you know, like, there's a Brainstorm, for example. So, like, if we Brainstorm into the answer next turn, we could do the thing. Yeah, I think that was my mistake. I'm definitely boarded wrong. I don't really have a baseline to compare it to, so that's felt fine. Citadel still clears lands with Cage on top. Is that true? Players can't cast spells. Okay, sure. That's cute. Definitely should probably hedge boarding in Command, though, against any deck that has Cage, potentially. Yep, this is great. Ritual hits a 2. Yeah, Ritual kills our stuff, though, as well. Ritual's a little bit less flexible. So, like, you don't want to board in Ritual if you aren't certain your opponent has Cage. And even if you're certain they have Cage, you probably only want it if it also hits other things. What's going on, Gun? You don't have to concede. You can just close the screen. Hey, sounds good, Float. I'll get that linked up there. Yeah, was it a mirror match? I don't mind a concession if it was a mirror match. I don't like playing mirrors. Mirrors are boring, chat. That's why I play sweet decks. No, you're playing the Ultimatum deck? I wouldn't have hated playing against the Ultimatum deck. This is great. We get to go Breeding Pool, Elf, and then we can go Brainstorm, crack Fabled Passage for Swamp on 2. I hate mirrors too, that's why I play bad decks. No joke, that's part of why I play off meta decks. Just dislike mirror matches in general. That's like the, what's it called? The Magma Opus. The Magma Opus deck that we had talked about, that we looked at the other day, or that we played earlier, to the Magma Opus Gearhulk deck. That deck you won't play a lot of mirrors with because it's so expensive to build on Arena. Which is kind of funny. Let me throw back these two, keep the rest of these. Their decks for mirror matches are fun to play. That's super subjective. I know there are a lot of different people that have liked various mirrors over the course of Magic's history, but ranges quite a bit. A little bit sad here if they have like an Anger or a Sweltering Suns. Might be right to lead on this. brigade deal. I don't have another black for this yet. Awkward. We can use command next turn to get oh, but if I use command, then I need 2 black. Yeah, I should have commanded there instead of the Oracle. I was thinking, oh, I'll just get the black next turn, but this needs a black to get a black. Awkward. That's okay. We'll just have an untapped black source on top of our deck, chat. Fergie plus Mox, that's gross. So they can cast Pirate's Pillage here if they want. We could die. We could definitely die. Or they're a Kinian deck too. Interesting. Help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. Do 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 do. Help me, help me, help me. I need a black source on top of our deck after we fetch with this. Untap black source. Yeah, I messed this up. We probably win this game this turn if I play better. And now they're with their 2 Faithless Lootings in their bin, there's a good chance they combo kill us here, I imagine. They need a what's it called? A Underworld Breach probably kills us, I imagine. Okay, that doesn't do it. Backpacking all week as I move tomorrow. But I say thank you for being awesome and playing such a wide variety of things so I can listen and feel connected to the new set. Thanks for the bits. It's good to have you here. Triggers. Listen, I know they were dead before I killed them, chat. Let me have my fun. Let me have my fun. The very, very visceral slurp sound from Witherbloom Apprentice as he motor guns them down. We're going brrr. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so this doesn't actually seem very good in this matchup. It doesn't really kill most of their stuff. I think we just put a couple Aether Gusts in, right? Do I want Duress here? Do I want copies of Duress here? Probably. Do I, though? Nah, let's just race. Fire it up. I'm glad at least one of our storm decks was successful today. Blue-red storm being bad was sad. Yeah, I really like Witherbloom Apprentice and Weather the Storm more than Tendrils for sure. Actually, yeah, that's kind of funny. If we could theoretically hold up Weather the Storm in response to their Grape Shot if their kill is Grape Shot. Because Storm is both players, right? So if we find Weather, we could just hold that up. Do I know what I'm playing after this one? I do not. The Llanowar Elves being Paradise Druids, I tap for mana of any color? I don't think so. Having them happen on turn 1's like a really big deal. Man, Mox Amber making 2 mana the turn you play it is kind of disgusting. Oh, is that a good one to have on top? If we get another turn, we might not get another turn. We might not get a turn to have that on top. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? They have 3 cards and 3 mana, chat. Could be dead. Our board could also be dead. If they kill our Oracle and our Witherbloom Apprentice here, our odds of breaking off next turn go up by a lot. The fact they played a tapped land implies they think they're going to play a next turn. Oh, that's a good observation. Above average series of cards on top of our deck. Oh my gosh, it drew the Weather the Storm. That's fine. We're gonna kill them anyways. Yes! Look at me! Look at me! I'm the Storm deck! We've asserted ourselves as the dominant Storm deck, chap. Weather the Storm is the best storm card, who'da thunk? I think there's a chance that that's actually true, no joke. I think there's a very reasonable chance, though. This is, like, honestly, one of the most satisfying things about this deck is this is easily the best Brainstorm deck I've played with or against so far. This deck just has so many great, yeah, this is probably the best Brainstorm deck in the format. If we wanted an extra payoff for Weather the Storm, which I don't think we do, but if we wanted an extra payoff, we would play Veto. More importantly, this is the best Doom Whisper deck in the format. 100%. Not close, best Doom Whisper deck.
I train every day. Keep an open mind.
That's just rude. Why would you, they heard us talking about being the best Brainstorm deck in the format, chat. They're coming at us. Doomy Boy and I have fond memories. Both of these cards have been great. I feel like 2 of each is probably right, though.
Put thoughtfulness before action. Train harder.
Wait. How do we know whether the storm is under this swamp? Oh, Oracle plus Brainstorm. Got it. Right. It flipped up while Brainstorm was resolving from Oracle. Okay. 100% missed that in paper. Yes, very likely. Hey, Chop, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people who can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. And Blitzer, thanks for the 7 months. I think we start by attacking, see what they do. Or we don't attack because of Shark Typhoon. Yeah, that one. I think if they counterspell this, I'm going to go land, recovery, pick the Doom Whisperer back up. Precipic, if you're still here, recovery's been stellar. Wow, that's rude. Do I want to cast Recovery this turn? I guess I don't have to. I can just play this. Thanks. I have one more basic in my deck. We have a basic island. Yes, you do still have to shuffle Swift. So you have to search your libraries. As each player searches, they can put a land on the battlefield. So you can fail to find with field, but you have to shuffle your deck. This is a Citadel deck. Am I interested in Witherbloom Command? I'm not. I don't think. Wait, what just happened? My opponent cast Memory Lapse. Where did my Bala Ged Recovery go?
My prowess.
Oh my... Wait, how did I... Oh, I played it as a land with Oracle of Mul Daya. Oh, I got tripped up because... because the full screen popped up in front of my face because of the bug with when your top card's revealed.
Overwhelming.
Okay. Magic Arena things. So there's a bug where, there's a bug where sometimes when you can see the top of your deck, it does this weird put the thing up on the whole front of your screen. So when I clicked on it, it was playing it with Oracle of Mul Daya, because this is technically a land you can play. Got it. Alright. What's our best hit here? I really don't have any good ones, do we? I think that's probably the game. They've got Commit to Memory here for next turn. We got another brick on top of the deck. I guess maybe this plus this ends up getting it. Pretty sure whatever your best is dot Witherbloom Apprentice. Yeah, big mood.
Meditate and prepare.
With all the life gain, could castles work? We'd have to cut spells for them. Because, like, I need all of the colored sources that I have, is the thing. So they're gonna commit Oracle here, I assume. And then they'll wipe out our hand next turn. We cut the elves and bring in the discard and extra Witherbloom Command in case they have cage. That was game one. They do get to see all of them with fire. Well, they will all be revealed. Hey, Captain Nemo. Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Sand obviously needs some lands, but we've got Thought Erasure to look at an extra card. Yeah, Arena Clock gives you infinite time. The number of games that get decided by clock on Arena are like next to zero unless someone's really being glacial. If I had my way, the clocks on Arena would be like 10 minutes shorter for each player. They're much too long how they are currently. Feels bad to bin a Citadel here, but need to try and hit a land next turn. Ideally want to draw lands for the next 4 turns. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. We're missed a land drop and they're gonna memory lapse us. Honestly, maybe the fact that we're missing lands means we're supposed to take the memory lapse. Okay. Yeah. Luris. A few different Luris decks in the format. Rogues. Grixis pile? Yeah, when it's confirmed to be rogues, I don't want to play my sweet combo deck against rogues. We're just gonna say no a bunch, and we're not gonna do our thing ever. Very, very tedious gameplay. Hopefully they queue into red, white, burn for the next 2 or 3 matches. No, the only winning move is not to play. Yeah, exactly. Some lands, a ramp spell, a Citadel. Let's do it. Well, as someone who's a pretty big proponent of things Arena should have, adding a custom mode where people can implement custom ban lists sounds like a feature that's pretty useless and wouldn't really be good for most people to have. I think that's a pretty narrow specific ask. You should just play casually with friends if you don't want to play against certain cards. Yeah, the queue time logistics of that is astronomical. I think they're a Phoenix deck. It's definitely a card Phoenix could play. Hey, Ted Grim, 6 to 23 months. Welcome back. The old end-step Brainstorm. Strange Journey, thanks for the 3rd of the year. Welcome back. The land reveal on the top of Oracles on the stack. Yeah, I brainstormed it back to the top LinkedIn. The previous turn. You gonna murder both of my creatures? That would be rude. Rude. Mixabet, thank you for the entire year of support. Welcome back. Afternoon, happy Friday. Alright, with decent hits next turn, we get to kill them. Ooh, almost cast the wrong spell by mistake there. We're supposed to pass. I think we're supposed to pass. Yeah, definitely right to pass. Alright, so they're dead. Hey, thanks for the 4 months, Samsung and Chance. I appreciate that. Yeah, we could have brainstormed this one back to the top 2. Play much standard yet? Actual 0. I'm planning to, like, maybe try standard next week, but for context, I've had close to 24 historic deck submissions, and I've had actual 0 standard deck submissions from viewers at home. So once we get through all of the historic deck submissions, I plan to try a little bit of standard, but I'm also not really intending to, like, force standard if it's not fun. Like, there's a very real chance that this set's just not a high enough power level. To break into standard. Are these designs? They're a mix. So I take exact deck lists from people that are cards that they submit card for card. And I also do what are called build around submissions. So like this deck, for example, was someone donated and said, Jeff, build Sultai, Bolas, Citadel, Storm. This is what I came up with. So a mix of the two. You can submit an idea, or you could submit a group of cards that you want me to build a deck around, or you can submit a whole 75. Rookie's tried some standard. After facing 10 decks without new cards in a row, he gave up and went to historic. Yeah, I don't like these. Nothing in the new set really trips up the adventure decks. They need to rotate Eldraine, or they need to ban Innkeeper and Bonecrusher Giant. Meanwhile, historic was basically flipped on its head. I don't think we've played against one cat or oven today, have we? We've been live for almost 7 hours. We played against Junduk a couple of times yesterday, but I haven't played against it at all today, have I? Anybody remember? So like Dragon's Approach and Standard. I do reject decks. Yeah, I don't just take anything because of money. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what Dragon's Approach does, so I don't know if I'd tell you yes or no, but there's a Google form on my website that you can submit your idea through, and I will send you an email usually within a day or two, letting you know if it's okay or not. What's going on, Schooler? That's a garbage card, yeah. They're hiding their cards from my discard spell. You're not supposed to have counterplay against my discard spells. Bad Brainstorm. Izzy Alexanderish, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Easy stroke, right? Like I've got Citadel. Oh, that's a Fabled Passage. Sweet. So I can, I was gonna say, do we just play Elf out into these shocks? But now we can Brainstorm the Elf away and then play Fabled Passage to shuffle. Sick. They hid Faithless Looting. That's interesting. If they play a land this turn, I probably need to hold up Aether Gust for the Crackling Drake. Oh, they're just putting Phoenix into play. Sure. That's fine, right? And like this, right? Like, people are talking about Phoenix and, you know, Faithless Looting and stuff. Like, my opponent jumped through all these hoops, and, like, their reward at the end of the hoop jumping was a 3-2 with haste. Do I, or have I played in the MPL? No. When I played Magic competitively back in the Paper Boomer days, I played on the independent SCG tour, because playing in Wizards of the Coast official events is a giant spew. The expected value of the prize money that you would get out of a Wizards Grand Prix was much lower than the expected value of playing in an SCG Open. So I played, I finished second on the SCG Tour in one of the years that I played. I qualified for the Players Championship in another year. I hold the very coveted title of most SCG Open top 8s ever while failing to win the tournament. Everybody knows that's a title everybody wants, right? The much desired can top 8 but never win title. I probably don't need this forest, right? We'll keep the extra brainstorms. Brainstorm again here because we could hit like an explore. Ooh, or we hit another one of those too. So, do I just weather here? How do you feel about weather? I think I'm into it. Here's a really lukewarm take, Schooler. Magic the Gathering is a game that is full of cards that feel bad to play against. Magic is a game that tends to be polarizing with a number of its designs that is really high highs and really low lows. I don't think Thoughtseize is meaningfully more or less polarizing than most things. Yeah, we played a couple of matches with Tendrils and we ended up cutting the Tendrils. They just weren't good. Weather the Storm plus the Apprentice was winning us far more matches. I could write a thesis on why Cyclonic Rift should be banned in Commander. Yep. Whoa, did they just Brainstorm Phoenix to the top of their deck and then curate to mill it? Love it. That's hot. Ooh, these are really pretty. What are these from? Are these a new one from Strixhaven? This is gorgeous. Were those are Kaldheim? Kaldheim Mastery. Oh, I might have those then. I should look. Oh yeah. Brainstorm. My basics back to the top of my deck, so my Fabled Passage still has something to find. Oh, baby. If that's wrong, then I don't want to be right, chat. I would love your secret lair, Shinies. Feel free to slide into my DMs. Going to 18, going to 16 when we shock this in. Good brick off here. Yep. All right, if they have a shatter here, we're probably going to, what's going on, Schooler? Speaking of Pokemon, I've been poking at, there's a group of us in the subs Discord that have been playing Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go's PvP is actually super reasonable. I've been enjoying it. It feels a lot easier to play casually than VGC. VGC is a lot of effort to get into and understand the details of. Oh, but VGC. Pokemon VGC is Video Game Championship. It's a competitive Pokemon video game. Yikes. Yikes. Wow. That's tracts of land. Never forget, chat, the shuffler's as rigged as the earth is flat. So the problem here is we're taking at least 15 here, right? And then we're not going to have life next turn to work on. Perfect IVs. You don't need perfect IVs. Most people don't have perfect IVs. It takes an incredible amount of work to get that. Oh, you know what? I should have waited to play that next turn, right? Probably stack the land on top. Because then when they shock, I take one less from something like this. How many Weather the Storms am I through? Just one? Okay, so we can play this. Well. Do I use Microsoft Edge? What kind of question is that? Shock me! Do it! Or storm for the storm god. Alright, chat, this is it. We're going off or we're bricking. Do or do not. There is no try. Okay, so there's a Witherbloom Apprentice right there. So we go put this back. Put this back. Cast this. And we're dead to the Phoenix, right? No! Oh, we were so close! We were so close! We were so close! We missed it by this much! This much, chat! I think I want my Duresses over this. It's just good TV. You're not wrong. Zero is zero. That was a sweet game, though. I liked it. I had fun. Does this deck have legs is something I should burn wild cards on. I never tell you any of my decks you should burn wild cards on them. Never, never, ever. They're all bad, chat. Yikes. See? Case in point. D9, I guess. The problem here is our hand is bad. We need like 3 more pieces of mana, probably 4 realistically, because this elf is gonna die. Then we also need a Citadel. I guess if we draw a blue source, we could like Erasure and maybe make some moves. Yeah, I think that's definitely true, Bang Bong. I think Field of the Dead and Winota are almost assuredly fine power levels for this format. Big agree there. Why Edge is considered bad? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. Other than Microsoft bad. I trust Google more than Microsoft, chat. Take your pick. Microsoft bad. It sounds to me like you need a third COVID shot. Oh, shit. Been that. I want an Oracle of Mul Daya. Or another Black Source. Hey, Jules. Thanks for the third of year. I'm loving the new Historic. It's the most fun I've had to read in a long time. Keep it up. Me too. This format reminds me of playing Modern when I first started doing content full-time, only I don't have to play it on Magic Online. Ah, the Witherbloom Apprentice beatdown, chat. Yeah, I could see playing more Oracle. It's definitely one of the better pieces of card advantage that we can play. I don't think we're getting more than Storm 1 on this anytime soon. In a situation like this, like, Oracle of Mul Daya is easily just our best draw, right? Because it's like, card advantage potentially, it helps us find our lands. Yeah, I should have held on to Weather the Storm. Yeah, it was a little too aggressive to play it out. It's like they might play 2 or 3 spells this turn. Like they flashback eluding again. Yeah. Yeah, I could have gotten, what, 3 more points of damage out of it? 4 more, it would have been plus 2 spells. It would have been 8. I would have done a lot more, yeah. Yeah, we are on 0 copies of Tendrils currently. And this is like the actual worst draw in our deck. A land that doesn't make black mana here is just god-awful, because it's a 6 land that also doesn't cast Citadel. Because, like, we want to get to 6 lands so we can cast Citadel, but this is one that doesn't do that. This is greedy, I'm gonna do it anyways. There is a Steam Kin Storm style deck in the queue. It's mono red Storm. I think it's towards the bottom of the list. Yep, we found a black source, so we got paid off for my sequence there. If we find a Citadel and they don't have an Abrade here or a land and a Prismari command, we could maybe do things next turn. Crackling Drake has a very quick clock though. Yeah, just flood it out here a little bit at the end. 23 cards into our deck without our namesake, you know. When you're playing a deck that has to draw a particular card, this is just a failure rate you're going to hit sometimes. And then at this point, even if we spike the Citadel next turn and they don't have anything, like, our life total's too low to do anything meaningful with it. A nose pick and then a rub the beard. No, listen, chat, listen. A nose pick is when you put your finger in your nose. This is a nose scratch, okay? Come on, even my 5-year-old knows the difference between those two things. And then I wiped my hand on my tissue here because putting my finger in my nose is gross. Yeah, we're super dead, right? I guess I can Dude, do I have the mana to recovery? No, I'm 1 mana short to be able to recovery and play Weather the Storm. Yeah. God, we were so close there at the end too, huh? Picking your nose is a knife euphemism for brainstorming without a shuffle. This felt reasonable, all things considered. I feel like the card I kind of want more copies of here at the end of the day is Oracle of Mul Daya. Maybe these main deck Witherbloom commands just aren't worthwhile. I definitely think I want copies of this in the 75 because it's like life neutral when you play it off Citadel and it kills Grafdigger's Cage, which is great, but maybe we put these in the board and like these Mire Tritons aren't necessary, or like maybe we don't need this Culling Ritual. I think I definitely want 4 of these in the 75, but I did find myself wanting more Oracle of Mul Daya. I think this is about where I'd end. I definitely think not playing Tendrils is correct. Just having Weather the Storm plus Witherbloom felt like more than enough win conditions in the games that we were going off with. And drawing copies of Tendrils really sucks. This was easily the best Brainstorm deck we've played in the format, between Oracle of Mul Daya, getting to play lands that you brainstorm at the top of your deck, and Fabled Passage and Citadel. We really felt like we used every bit of the buffalo on this card, which was great. The new sideboard layout is god-awful atrocious. Honestly, like, I can almost forgive that they ran out of time and we have this interface and I don't have a special interface for just best of 3. The thing in my mind that makes this interface unforgivably awful is, why is there a Duress here, here, and here, and there's Mire Triton here and here? Like, why aren't the same cards at least next to each other in the sections that they're in? Why? Like, that, like, I could forgive the rest of it, honestly, but, like, it's just not even sorted at all. Like, and that should be trivial to do. If it's not trivial for them to sort these areas so the cards that are the same are together, their code base has to be fucking atrocious, unusable garbage. And there is a chance that their code base is atrocious, unusable garbage. So maybe it is very difficult for it to sort them by name. But you know, you never know. All right, should we do one more deck today or should we be done? We live for 7 hours.